All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about Gervonta Tank Davis and Rolly Romero rematch that Rolly Romero says is in the works. Let's talk about what Rolly Romero, man, I'm telling you, this guy is absolutely a gem. Let's talk about what Rolly Romero had to say in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division talking about Gervonta Tank Davis versus Rolly Romero rematch that Rolly Romero says is going to take place. And an assortment of other things that this guy, I'm telling you, I like Rolly Romero. Other things he had to say which were equally unique. Now, before I get to that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Please take my invitation or accept my invitation to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. If you're a longtime subscriber or supporter of the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Again, please make sure you hit that share and that like button. All right, so let's get to this, man. Rolly Romero, oh my gosh, man. Love Rolly Romero. Okay, Gervonta Davis and Rolly Romero just had a fight about a month ago. A fight that I do believe ended in a 6-round knockout for Gervonta Davis, where Rolly Romero showed up and fought better than many people expected him to. However, at the end of the fight, the result of it was what everybody thought it was, which was Rolly Romero being unconscious on the ground, right? But never you fret. That is the way a lot of people wind up being when they fight Gervonta Davis. But Rolly Romero just was on his Instagram feed. I saw the feed through Fight Hub. And he talked about the fight and talked about what was happening next to him. And part of that was that he says that he is going to get the rematch with Gervonta Davis. Now, after the fight was over between Gervonta and Rolly, Rolly had said the same thing, that he said, look, I was winning that fight. He was running for me. I was beating his ass. And he hit me with a lucky punch. And that's it. You know, I made one mistake, ran into a punch, and now I know not to do that. Will never happen again. And I'm ready, and I want that rematch. And he says that he's going to actually get that rematch. Now, what I see is a guy that is doing what he does best, and that is sell himself without any shame whatsoever. In the same interview, he said so many things. I mean, he's been saying that type of stuff for a while, but after you look at it with him just getting put to sleep, it's kind of tough. But before, I'm going to go through it really quickly. But at the same time, I'm going to tell you, I like this guy, and more than likely, he's going to be a success in boxing. Similar to another fighter that really he reminds me a lot of, which is Ricardo Mayorga. Fought Shane Mosley, man, he was most famous for winning his first big fight. I do believe he beat Vernon Forrest. I believe he beat Vernon Forrest after Vernon Forrest had beaten beaten Shane Mosley, and he kind of got on, you know, in that way and wound up making a really good career for himself, you know, by smoking cigarettes, drinking beer, and talking a lot of smack, doing a lot of crazy stuff. He was so overt with it that the man didn't even speak English, and you still knew that this dude was just off the chain, right? Rolly Romero reminds me of a Ricardo Mayorga, but one that is not drinking and smoking in the ring, and he can speak English. But the things that he says is so outlandish. Said that he's going to go down as one of the greatest fighters of all time, one of the best. He said he's the pound for pound top fighter, right? He's a pay-per-view star, right? And he had become a pay-per-view star faster than anybody else had ever become a pay-per-view star. Just, man, I'm telling you, man, just pure 100% comedy gold out of Rolly Romero. But is Rolly Romero going to get a rematch with Gervonta Davis? Man, let me tell you, I would like to say there ain't no way. However, there is a way that could possibly happen. And I'm telling you, I actually might pay for that pay-per-view again just to see how Gervonta Davis would go about knocking out Rolly Romero in a different fashion. Rolly says he just walked into something. Yeah, you just walked into that one thing. If you hadn't walked into that, you would have walked into something else. If you hadn't made that mistake, you would have made another mistake. There's a slew of mistakes in your mistake drawer, being somebody that is really not a very fundamentally sound fighter, overly aggressive, running after cats, throwing big bombs. It was only a matter of time before you made one mistake or the other, or the other, or the other. But I would like to say, though, I definitely do want to see Rolly Romero back in the ring. I want to see him for the press conferences. I want to see him for whoever it is he fights. I do not care. If there's a Rolly Romero, if there's an opportunity for Rolly Romero to fight somebody, I am okay with that fight. If Devin Haney wants to fight him, I'm okay with that fight. If Vasily Lomachenko wants to fight him, I'm okay with that fight. Because Rolly is going to bring something that not a lot of other people bring to the sport, which is just to be entertaining no matter what he does. You may think that it is I think that it's buffoonery. I won't say you may think it's buffoonery. I think it's buffoonery. But hey, man, literally in the press conference, I didn't want to see anything. I didn't care anything about Rolly versus Gervonta Davis until till the last press conference, or the press conference before the first time that they were supposed to fight. When he came in with that big fur suit, I was like, you know what, man? This guy is talking so much smack. I'm actually interested in this mismatch fight just because of how he's handling himself and all of the smack that he's talking. I'm telling you, Rolly Romero is going to wind up getting another big fight against another good name fighter. And I would not be surprised if he lucked up and caught somebody with a big blow. However, I do believe that he probably needs, if not another trainer, he needs somebody else in that room with him, because all of that unorthodox stuff, like Gervonta Davis said, Gervonta's like, man, no, I know unorthodox when I see unorthodox. He's not unorthodox. He's just a dumb fighter. As in, you are running in there with your chin stuck in the air and boom, lands this big shot on him. And he said, well, I didn't even punch that hard. Yeah, well, first, Gervonta Davis doesn't have to punch that hard to hurt you. He does not have to. The man's got plenty power. And when you're running face first into his fist, you know, what you think is going to happen. But anyway, man, I just find Rolly Romero really, really entertaining. No, I do not believe that they are going to make that rematch, even though the fight looked like it did good pay-per-view numbers, sold out and all of that. I think that Mayweather Promotions more than likely is going to say they've been there and done that. Oh, on another note, with Mayweather Promotions, they lost a very good fighter, man, in Richardson Hitchens, and who was a free agent after his last fight. They must not have re-signed him. And he's out there looking to be signed by somebody else, man. Really, really wild how they couldn't really do anything with Richardson Hitchens. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.